Okay, so you should have gotten the things you need to get started. Now, you guys saw that I'm going to use the inside of this box. So I actually have a strip here where I'm going to test out some of my materials on there just to see how it looks. So I'm using white chalk, so you can see the white chalk against the tan color there. And then I'm using this charcoal, and you can see the black really well. So I would suggest taking a strip of your material that you're using, like an extra piece, and just sort of check your stuff that you're drawing with on there to see how it looks. So you either have colored paper, piece of cardboard, the inside of a box, a brown paper bag, that would work really well also. So here I'm going to actually start my apple drawing. So I'm looking at the apple, just like we did before. I'm going to start a contour outline of it, but with this charcoal, y'all can see that it's even getting on my fingers. So as soon as it touches something, it turns it really dark. So I have to be especially controlled when I use this. If you're using a black crayon or color pencil, you want to press very light as well. So I'm doing the contour edge back there. Sticks out this way, comes down here, actually goes in a little more, so I'm going to come out this way and go in more. So I'm just replacing that line, so mistake is not a big deal if you fix it. I need to be careful not to drag my hand across the drawing because I can see from it getting on me that it'll smear very easily. I'm going to go out this way and drawing this contour. This sticks out a little further there, and then it comes around and it connects here. So I didn't press really hard with this because I saw right away it gets dark without me having to press hard. So I need to keep it kind of light. I want to emphasize the shadows and light on this, not that I know how to outline something. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting in some of the shadows that I actually see on the apple. So I definitely see some at the bottom here. So I'm going to put them on there. I'm going to press harder where I think there's more. I'm going to press less where I think there's less. I see some over here. With this material, I don't need to put too much on there. With a crayon or a colored pencil, you might be going further up, and you're going to be pressing lighter as you move up towards where you see the light on the actual apple. Now, the unique thing about the chalk or charcoal, if you're using that, is you can actually blend it after you've put it onto the surface. So even if you're not using this, I want you to see how this works. So I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm just going to use a small part of it. And I'm going to take it, and I'm going to move the charcoal, pushing it up towards the top part of the apple. So we can see it imitates where it's darker here, but it gets lighter as it comes up. So because I put more here, it's darker. Because I put less further up, it's lighter up there. So I'm blending this by actually pushing it in the direction that I want it to move in towards the light that I see on the real apple. And also what you'll notice is, like we would have done with our pencil drawing, I'm actually using a curved mark. This is a curved surface, so I want to imitate that curved surface by pushing and making curved marks. Now the only drawback if you're using chalk or charcoal for this, when you use a tool like the paper towel as your blending tool, then it actually takes some of the material off. So y'all can see it's on the paper towel. So if I look and I think it needs to be darker, then yeah, I can go back and put some more on. If you're like me, you'll probably use your fingers to blend with a lot. That's fine, but again, it gets them really dirty. You just need to be careful about leaving little paw prints all over your work. Alright, so I have the shadows on the apple, but like we talked about last time, the part that goes in where the stem is, that actually has some shadows we need to look at as well. So behind the stem, it's a little darker, and we're going sort of in towards the stem and out, in towards the stem and out. There's a little bit of a shadow back here where the light hits the top of the apple, tries to go to the other side but can't. And there's a little bit of a shadow I'm seeing over there. So then I'm going to use my blending tool. So I'm pulling this towards the light here. So it seems to get lighter as it comes towards the light. The part where the stem would be in, that actually goes down in towards the stem, back out towards the top of the apple. In towards the stem, up towards the top is where it looks lighter. So I want it to appear lighter as I pull that way. So in my drawing, you can see this lighter edge is still showing. Alright, so you're going to work on getting your shadows on the apple in place. Then if you need to watch the video again, watch it again. You can pause it and keep going. So in a minute, we'll talk about some of the other shadows we see.